Thank you for accessing the Integrated Time Systems YouTube page. For more information on integrated time systems or the items in this video, please contact us at 1-800-654-0441. This video will go over the new employee dashboard. The new employee dashboard will give employees access to their data quicker. This data includes information on the timesheet and about request time off or their schedule. Most of the information that employees are looking for will now reside in one spot on the dashboard. The employee dashboard is released to customers on the Online1 on the 9/21/2017 update. All other customers on other databases, including Online2 and Online3, will be updated in the November update. Let's go into the system and actually look at the dashboard. Logging into your NovaTime system is going to remain the same. You should see no differences on the main login pages. Immediately entering into the Employee Web Services, you'll notice that the page is significantly different than what you may be viewing before. Let's go through each part of the system one by one and take a look. Let's start on the outer side of the dashboard. We'll ignore the gadgets for now. Previously, you used to see an attendance category and a scheduler category on the top of your page. These two categories now reside on the far left-hand side within this blue menu option. Hovering over each of the attendance category or the scheduler will expand to the pages you're used to seeing. To access any of those pages, simply hover over the category and then click on the page. When you go to a page in the system, you'll notice that you'll now get a tab at the top of the page. To favorite that page so that it appears there every time you log in, click on the star so it highlights in yellow. If you no longer want to see this page when you first log into the system, you can unclick the yellow button and X out of the page. To go back and access any other categories, simply go back to the menu option on the left, hover over the category you need to go to, and then click on the page. Although you can access these pages through the menu option on the left, you'll be able to access these pages individually one by one by using the different dashboard gadgets. At this time, I'm going to head back to the dashboard. Carrying along the top of the page, you'll now see the time and the date changed a little bit over here to the right. If there's an employee picture in here for you, you'll see your picture in this little circle. By clicking on your picture, it's going to give you a drop-down item. Now, if you're also a supervisor in the web services and you have your connection between your employee web services and your supervisor web services, this is where you'll get the option to flip to yourself as the supervisor. If you're not also a supervisor, you'll have the option here to view your profile or view your preferences. The profile in this case gives you options to change your password or view any of your other contact information within the software. Your preferences will allow you to choose which dashboard gadgets appear on your dashboard, and then also allow you to choose the refresh rate on how often the information in those gadgets updates itself, or to view the icon view on the dashboard. We'll come back to the icon view once we get to the actual dashboard gadgets. Further off to the right-hand side, you'll now see your message center is a little bit more enlarged. If you had any messages in here or unread messages, it would show the number of unread messages. I can simply click on that envelope to go to my read messages, and just like before, I can click on the message type to view that information. The question circle here will bring you to the help guide within NovaTime. The on-off switch button will log you out of the system. Let's head back to the dashboard and take a look at each of the gadgets individually. The access you have to the dashboard gadgets is configured both by your access group, configured by your administrators, and you individually by using your preferences page. We're currently looking at the expanded view of each of the dashboard gadgets. I'm going to head back into my preferences and show you the difference between the expanded view, which we're currently viewing, and the icon view. Now you'll notice with the icon view, it shrinks all of the gadgets down and gives you just the most pertinent information in here. Whether the gadgets are expanded or reduced, you'll still have access to clicking on each of the gadgets to go into the area where that information is kept. Such as if I hover over and click on the timesheet, it's going to bring me right back to my timesheet page. Now that I have my gadgets expanded again, I'll go through each of them one by one. The first gadget on here is the time clock. This time clock will be on your dashboard gadget whether you have any other gadgets at all. This will show you the current date and possibly have a punch option. System functionality is going to remain the same to what you currently use. So if you currently have access to punching from within the web services, you'll have the punch button. If you don't have access to punching from within the web services, you will not see this punch button. This time clock area will then show you the punches you've made for that day, including the last in and out punches, and then show you the information below that if you have more than 2. The next gadget is the timesheet. You'll notice that just to the right of the word timesheet, it gives you an arrow that will bring you directly to your timesheet. So whether you're in the icon view where you can just click on the gadget, or in the expanded view here, you'll still have access to get to your timesheet from either way. With this timesheet option, it will let you change between which timesheets you're viewing, and then also give you the option to submit directly from the dashboard without having to go to the timesheet page. The gadget itself will show me all of the punches for the current week, and then also give me grand totals at the bottom. The next gadget is the approaching overtimes gadget. I can change the name of each of these gadgets by clicking on the title and updating the information. Each individual employee can update the names of their gadgets to make it the most useful for you. My approaching overtime gadget will show me how close I am to needing to get to my meal time, or if I'm over it. In this case, I'm over. It will also show me my scheduled hours and how many hours I've worked so far to meet that scheduled hours. It'll show me how close I am to getting to my weekly overtime, and then it'll also show me my punches for that day. To the right of this is my request for time off gadget. This will show me all of my current balances for each of my different pay codes, as well as any pending requests that exist in the system. I can also request time off directly from this gadget by clicking on the Request Leave button, and then filling out the information in the pop-up box. You'll have your option for each of the templates you have available to you when you request time off through the normal page. You'll be able to select multi-day or a single day. So currently it's giving me a 1-day option, but if I needed to request more than 1 day, I could expand that view and then be able to choose a to and a from date. Then I can put in how many hours per day I'd like, and also indicate to my supervisor what I'm doing or any other kind of message I'd like to send to them. Once you hit submit, this request will be sent to your supervisor, and then you will be notified when the supervisor manages that request, whether they approve it or decline it or remove it from the system. Now below that, I'll be able to see the other pending requests in the area, and I can also send a reminder if these requests have been pending for a long time. So I can click on the Send Reminder button. Now this reminder is just for anything in the requesting field. So really what this does is it just sends an email to your supervisor. So you'll want to be as detailed as possible if you're going to use the Send Reminder. The next gadget is the Schedule gadget. This gadget allows us to look at our schedule daily or weekly. This will show us each of our in and out times that we should be punching in, and then also show us our total number of scheduled hours for that week. The next gadget is the Shared Calendar gadget. This one will show you either monthly or weekly. If you're viewing monthly, it'll show you how many employees have approved requests for time off on individual days. And then you can click on that little man icon in order to get a list of employees that have approved time off for that day. If you're using the weekly, it will then show you the list of employees. The next gadget is the exception summary. This will show you how many exceptions you have currently for that pay period. In this instance, Ashley has 3 early ins, 1 early out, 5 late out. She's in overtime for that pay period for 4.72 hours, and she's had 5 tardies. In the Message Center gadget, it'll show you any unread messages. For example, currently I don't have any. Now I have an unread message and it shows in the Message Center. You'll also notice that up here in the envelope that shows for the Message Center, it shows a number 1. I can either click on the message here from the gadget itself or click on the envelope at the top to go to my Message Center. By clicking on the actual message in the gadget, it'll bring you directly to the message detail. I can also move the individual gadgets around. The Request for Time Off gadget is important to me, so I'm going to click on the header so I get those little crosshairs, and then I can click and drag the gadgets around. Thank you for watching the video on the new employee dashboard. As a reminder, this new employee dashboard will be released to all Online1 customers on the September 21st update. All remaining online customers, whether it's Online2 or 3, will be updated in the early November update. To know if you're an Online1 or an Online2 customer, simply look at the address bar for your link. If I look at the link at the top of the page, it shows that I'm an Online1 customer. This lets me know that my database will be updated on the September 21st. If you're Online2 or Online3, your databases will be updated in the early November update. For more information or for comments or concerns, you can call us at 1-800-654-0441, or you can email us at support@integratedtime.com. Thank you for watching the video on the new employee dashboard.